Hello, hello, hello. It's Anne Lewis, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based on the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland, Australia. I know I haven't given too many people notice, but I hope you just know that every Wednesday night I do a Facebook Live. I just had a little, as always, a few technical issues because my Facebook page had been hacked, which made some difficulty connecting it tonight. So I'm hoping that you can see me and hear me. And if you wouldn't mind just letting me know whether you're watching from YouTube or whether you're watching from Facebook. Of course, there was no way I could test whether it was actually going to my Facebook page. Rightio, so let's turn down to the project tonight. I've got, I don't even know how to describe it, probably my most favourite card that anyone has sent me. And it came from Christine about 6 years ago. And it is so favourite, I made one and I did it in a class, and then I have never sent this card to anybody. So this was the original one. As you see, it had beautiful paper. This is like from 6 years ago. I love, love, love this paper. And we don't really have like a pattern paper this year like this. And it comes with a bookmark. So I've changed it up. And I've got two samples, so you can see how you can make these cards no matter what supplies you want to use. So wait a minute, I'll just grab my other one. So this is now if you are watching me, I'm trying my new laptop, so far working. Are you watching, Glenda? Welcome. Are you watching on Facebook or YouTube? Because then I know that my Facebook has actually worked. Now, while I wait for your comment, I did a classic card using the same design. So this time for this card, I have used an online exclusive called Nature's Sweetness. It's a 12 by 12. And it was actually in the annual catalogue last year, and it's gone to an online exclusive. Hi, Glenda L. And it comes up really, really nice. Now, it's completely different than my first sample. And I'll show you where I've got this stamp set, because it's not in any catalogues, and it's not in an online, it's not a stamp from the online exclusives either. And this was a little bit more masculine, which just shows you that you can do this card from like in any style that you actually like. And this is my bookmark. And as you see, I just gave it a really, really quick colour to add a bit of pop of colour anyway. So I've kept it really simple. Now I'll just show you how the card works. So when you open it out, you have this area to write your sentiment on. But I love this design. So it's called an Accordion Trifold Card. Simple, simple card. And even the cutting out is relatively simple. Now, as it's technical difficulty day, I again couldn't print up my instructions, but I do have the slide here that we can refer to. Now, this is the card that I am going to show you tonight. So you can see it's a completely different style. This is a fun card. And I use the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper. Now, to be honest, I've completely used up every bit of it. So I may not have used these designs out of that paper, but I hadn't realised how little I had of this paper until I actually went to use it. So I'll show you this one. I'll take out the bookmark. And so it opens up like that. Now the Reindeer Day Designer Series paper is bright, cheerful. It's got your real red colour, your granny apple green, and also your garden green. So I've used the real red and the garden green, which are such traditional Christmas colours. I love this little cute reindeer from the Designer Series paper. Now there's also a stamp set and dies that you can make your own reindeer, but I wanted to keep it relatively simple. How cute is that? And it is so simple. And this is my bookmark, and I'll show you how I actually did that. So it's just has this little addition that if perhaps you want to give a small gift to a group of ladies or your neighbours or whatever, it's just got this little special bookmark which makes it, I just think it adds to it. And as I said, this is the informal fun one, and this is the more formal one. Both are made the same. It's just using different DSP. So what that then means, you can dive into your stash and pick some DSP that you would like to use. Now let's get started. So my first piece is my card base. Now before I get started, I've got to add this to the stage. This is the measurements, so if you want to do a screenshot of that. Now I may actually have to go back to this because I couldn't print it up, and I can't, and it hasn't printed up even since I walked away, which is a little annoying, I've got to be honest. So I'm going to, can I full screen that? I think I can. Idea. So my card base is 11 inches by 5.5 inches. And I'll just see if I can, and it's scored at 4 1/4, 7 inches, and 9 3/4. So I'm going to hop out of there. Oh, no, that didn't work. Remove from stage. Let's go. I'll have to head back to that. So you can see it, but hopefully you are, you are able to screenshot it. Oh, right. Now we're back here, I'm hoping. Nope. We're back to where we wanted to be. So now I've forgotten those measurements. So I will just measure them again. So I am scoring at 4 1/4, 7 inches, and 9 3/4. 4 1/4. This is garden green cardstock. I'll pull this out. 7 inches. And 9 3/4. Hopefully I remember that correctly. Yes, it looks pretty good to me. Hi Marianne, hi Myrtle. Now this is one of those cards that you do need to get your bone folder out and reinforce very well. So I'll bring my card back so you know how it looks. Now I'm not sure whether I've got the same paper. I think I've changed up one of the papers because I didn't even have enough to make the card. I wanted a fun card. So I'm just doing this. I'll show you how that was done in a second. I'll show you. So I've got a single layer here, and then it opens up like that. So if you see, so small, then these two are both the same size panel, and this is my larger panel. Now for this card, I do a fair amount of reinforcing those score lines with my bone folder. Now, when you're doing that, make sure you're using your flat part, not this part down here, otherwise it will mark. Now I'm going to have my little small flap, and I've called this flap number 1. And I need to add this to the stage. Now this piece is 5 3/8. I better check on this. It's getting very hard to see. I've got to be honest. Probably easier to manage. 5 3/8, and I've used this really nice paper here by 1 1/8. Sorry, 5 1/8 by 3 1/8. I'll just double check that. It's so much easier when I can actually print things up. That's it. So I'm going to glue that down. Now for, I think all of this card I use my multi-purpose glue. Now the important bit about this is that you get the lines top and bottom correct. Side to side, they don't line up anywhere basically. Oh, they do line up there and there. But this is the important one, are your lines at the top and the bottom, and that gives it a really nice, neat finish. So I'm going to open this up, and I've got another piece of contrasting designer series paper, again 1 1/8 inch by 5 3/8. Now once you start getting into these folds, your border is, some of your border is actually taken up with your fold, so don't obsess about it too much. You're not going to notice it. Just that fold just takes a little bit away, but again I'm making sure my top and bottom border is right. And how easy was that? Now my next piece is on here, so I've just used, this is my favorite one with the little reindeer, which you see I have used there, so I had to keep a little tiny piece here. And this is the, I'm trying to think what they are. Holly. I was having a bit of trouble there. I'm still kind of distracted that I can't see those measurements. We'll see how I go. Now this one is, and I'll tell you the measurement in a second. So they're all 5 3/8. The layers for the card, not for the bookmark, are 5 3/8 long. So this is 2 5/8 wide. So then I'm turning this over, and this is exactly the same size as this, but I'm going to do a whisper white layer. I'm hoping I've got the right piece here. I do. Look at that. Now, when I open it up, I stamp this. So I'll stamp this before I go any further. And I chose garden green. Now you can change up these colours to, oh, actually, I want to change this up. So I'm going to put this here, but I changed up this piece here. So I probably, let's have a look and see what I think. I think I want real red, not the garden green. So I'm just going to get my stamping scrub. And I'll do real red on this one. So I'll just put that over there. This turns out a little differently just because I ran out of paper. Who would have guessed? I don't think I've used up every little tiny piece of cardstock ever. We'll see what this looks like, and you can tell me whether you would like the green or the, can you see? Oh, you can't see me. Sorry about that. Thank you, Marianne. Sorry about that. Hi-yo, I'll show you what I've done. Hi-yo, so here we go. So I've done this layer, this layer, this layer. I'm just about to stamp this. So, and I'll tell you where I get this stamp from. And it says May whatever brings you love and joy be yours this season and throughout the new year. Love this stamp. It's actually not part of a stamp set. It's part of a kit. And I spoke to you more, previously about this kit, and it's the Christmas card one. And I'll grab it in a second. Now, there's a big delay. It's probably about 30 seconds between what you see and when I do it. So for your messages to come up, it takes a little while for them to pop up on my screen. So anyway, we're just going to put this down here. Now I could decorate this if I wanted to. And you'll see in the original one over here, I did add a little decoration. I didn't add a sentiment. I added this little stamped flower. So you get to choose what you do here. And let's add the bells, the Christmas bells. Now I didn't pick this because any of the blue papers I didn't think would work with that garden green. If I had stuck to all my blue papers, most of them have been used within an inch of their life. There are only little scraps left. I couldn't do that. So again, I'm making sure that my border on that, and that side is correct. So, I mean, it looks completely different, as you can see. So I'll just reinforce those folds again. So how easy was that card? So very, very simple. Now all I've got to do, and I wasn't sure which colour to pick, so I've already punched out using, to make this simple and quick, I've used the 2-inch punch, which is an online exclusive. Now let's see, you've got to let me know, red or green, which one do you like? I'm going to go red, but let me know what you would do. Everyone looks at things a little differently. This is a great card because it uses up, dare I say, a lot of designer series paper. You can use what you've got. It can be a birthday card, or it can be what's everyone saying? Red? Yep. So I'm just going to stick that so it's right centered, which means I don't want this side, the right half of this circle with glue added. I'm only adding it to the left. Now, I did learn a lesson on the other one. I twisted it a little bit. So I got a little bit of glue, but I was able to rub that off. So let's just put this. Now I center this. So it's same there as there. He's so cute, that little reindeer. That's what I said. This is a fun card. Then hopefully I have a little strip just for the sentiment here. Now there's a lot of different ways you could add the sentiment. I could have added, if it was a smaller one, I could have just put something there. But I picked a big sentiment. I like this. I do like this, and I'll show you how I did it and where it comes from. So it's Merry Christmas, and you see me talking about this stamp set all the time. So it's Greetings of the Season, and I've just combined 2 of the stamps, so the Merry and the Christmas. Put it on a block. Let's see if you can see this. Put this, I don't know, yeah, that's better. Put this on a block, and then I could have laid it up and down, but I don't know. I went with it so it would look like that. Now I could have also added an extra layer to the sentiment, but I wanted to keep this quick and easy. So I've just trimmed the edge of that. Now I haven't popped this up because I didn't want it to get, if I want to send it overseas, Ah, didn't want to do that, did I? Because you see, wasn't concentrating. I only want it to go there. Now, I'll show you what I did before. Now, so I've got glue on half. So now normally I'd do this again, but I haven't got a piece cut out. I don't want to delay you. So I've taken the glue off half the end, but it's still going to be sticky. So I grab my embossing buddy and just take that off, and that'll take the stickiness off. She's putting powder everywhere. Now I can then come back later and actually rub that out using a glue remover. So there's always a fix. And I can see I've just cut that a little long. So I'm going to have to trim that up with some scissors. Whoops, sorry. And that just knocked the camera off, that's all. I know, so I'll just trim that up just a smidgen. I know. So there we go. So there's the card. It's cute, it's bright. How could you not smile with that card? But let's make the little I'm doing a couple things at once here. Let's make the bookmark. So now this is where I need to go back to the measurements. Actually, I'm not going to go through the measurements because they're on that slide, and I will include them in the description when I add this up tomorrow. So I have the piece of garden green. I got some designer series paper, so I can just glue that together. Got new lighting in my craft room, which unfortunately is creating a flicker. Not sure, I didn't expect that. Okay, so then this piece will go on to here. But my stamp set that I'm using, and it's one that I haven't used before, it's called Sharing, Loving, Crafting. So for a crafter, this is the perfect card for you. So sharing what I love, loving what I do. Crafted with you in mind. It's got the Stampin' Up copyright if you're selling your cards. And it's got this just to brighten your day. And I thought that was the perfect one for a bookmark. So that every time someone who gets this pulls this bookmark out, they'll feel a little jolt of happiness. Now, I'm just going to stamp this here up the top somewhere. Now, I've got some designer series paper. I kept the decoration really simple. And of course, that little piece of designer series paper has warp. Now, I'll have to go back over here to my scrap paper. I don't think that's going to be, that's not going to be wide enough. There's so little paper left. Sorry, I can't use that. As I said, there is nothing left of this paper. I can't find my little scrap. I had it all here. It's moved, but that's okay. We might, I don't like that. So I may just have to use some of that green. You see, this is what I used. I love those two little, oh, wait a minute. Got some different, I don't know that they work. They've got to be littler. Let's see. I thought I must have cleaned it up, but I haven't. Oh dear. Let's wait 1 second. Oh no, I'm giving up. It's not showing up. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to use the green leaves. Actually, I said this. I have so little. Let's use, oh, that doesn't work with the green. Bit of a nuisance, isn't it? I know. So okay. There is nothing left of this paper. Zippo. Look, finally found a piece. So I'm just going to cut these little deers. Sounds cute. All right. Do I want, that's probably a little big for what I want. So the size of this doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to put it there. I'll trim that down a smidgen more. Now on the original card, I actually ran it through an embossing folder, and I wanted to show you how just a little simple step like that can make such a difference. So this one I'm not going to run through the embossing folder. So I'll stick that, I'll trim it down just a smidgen more. And then we'll be right to go. Get rid of that ink, because you know me. Is this the right end? Yep. Actually, what I should have done. Right. I'll just put this here. I didn't leave a border. And I'll just trim it up. Turning it over. So there's that. Now, I've got to say, I don't like how I left that little piece there. So I'm going to grab a little tiny piece of garden green and strip it just to make that, tidy that up. And sometimes you've got to do that. Just, let's not straight that piece. To make things look a little nicer. Now it's straight. So you'll now see it'll look slightly different. See, it looks a lot tidier. So I'll just run a little bead of glue along the top here. And I saw Sharon there before. How are you, Sharon? So here we go. We're just going to put this like that. So it just tidies that up a little bit. It may change whether I put the twine around it, may not. So there we go. You see, this is not a difficult card, but adding that bookmark made it a little special. Makes it that you can use it for Christmas. So I'm going to pop that on there. I know, I'm still going to try and see where this gorgeous twine, which is the Natural Tones linen thread. So I've got the green version out of that. Now, it's pretty easy. All I'm going to do is wrap it around, leave an end here so I can tie a bow. Now I'll give you a little trick here. So when I tie a bow around like a card like this, I'll always cut more than I need. No, I've cut. Oh no, that'll do. Then I tie a bow. Now I have trouble, and I think most people do, tying a bow that's nice and tight. But I'll show you. So when I wrap it around, I'm hoping you can see this. I've kept this really tight. So I haven't spread them out or arranged them. So I then tie my bow. There's a couple of other ways you can do this. And you can see that's loose and floppy. So what I do is I then spread these out, which will then tighten it up. And you've got to fiddle a little bit. That needs to come down. Actually, that one didn't work as well, so I'll have another go at that. Now, what I can do, and what I have done, is I get a little clip, and I can put that in there, tie my bow. Works better with ribbon than clip. I know. So I'll take that away, tighten the bow, and then just spread that out. Come on. Having trouble with this today. I know. There we go. So there's the ribbon, well, the twine, just to decorate it a little bit and dress it up. Now I'll compare. So this is not embossed, so it's just nice and plain. I need to trim that up. And this is embossed. So you can see the difference that actually makes. So which one do you like? I'll stick this down whilst you... Now I could use tear and tape. Actually, I might use tear and tape. Oops. Just to make sure it sticks over that. Now, if I'm using tear and tape, and you hear me say this, there's so much on a roll. Some of mine's sometimes a little old, so I always burnish it to make it easier to pull the tape off. Just tidying up a little bit, looking for my, here it is. Take a pick tool. See how easy that is once you burnish it. Not embossed for you. Ah, see? Everybody likes different things, and that's why I like providing the option. And that one's going in there. This one's, oh, got that a little crooked. Right, and this one will go in here. So it just sneaks in there. You can have it showing a little bit if you want to. But remember, I was struggling a little bit to find some of the designer series paper. So these are my cards. So this is the classic one, which is just made exactly the same, but I use the Country Flowers stamp set here. I think it's a lovely and sweet stamp set there. So this is classic, and these are my two, well, these are my fun ones. And so which one do you like? Not embossed, so not embossed for Glenda. Barry wants to know where Kiko is. Kiko, thank heavens, is fast asleep. She did run riot about half an hour ago, so I was a little concerned about how tonight was going to go. She's the perfect cat when she's asleep. So which card do you like? Not everybody commented whether they like the embossed or the non-embossed, but do you like the classic or do you like the fun reindeer card? Leave a comment, and whilst I just walk through a few things. Now, there is some Stampin' Up news today. There always is Stampin' Up news on a Wednesday. So close to my heart products. So the kits, the albums, the paper, the 12 by 12 papers, the stamp sets, some fabulous items are 30% off. Not up to 30%, actually 30% off. So that's from my online store. I haven't put it into my description yet, but I will as soon as I can. And if not, there's always a shop now on my Facebook. And the other thing is kits are still 30% off. Now that stamp set that I use with those beautiful words here come from, and you've heard me talk about it, this gorgeous, wait a minute, this gorgeous kit, let's get this out of the way, called Christmas Wishes Kit. So this is, I think, 10% at the moment. Some are still 30% off, but I noticed so many of the kits have already sold out. But this one is still available, and it has that gorgeous stamp set in it. And what other news? Oh, if you've ever considered to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, now is the time, because Stampin' Up, wait a minute, I'll just turn you around. Stampin' Up have a special offer at the moment of $286 worth of products for only $169. So if you're interested in joining the Crafty Paper Bees, now's the time, because it's an extra $53, if I'm doing my maths right, $53 worth of products, plus you get free shipping on your entire kit. So I would love anybody who's interested in becoming a demonstrator. If you've got any questions, give me a call, send me a message, and I'd be happy to answer them. Rightio. So Marianne says she loves the classic, but there are so many variations to do on these. What I love about this card is you can make it fun, you can make it classic, you can use what you've got. I use square. Oh, wait a minute, I need to turn this back around. I use square on this one. I use round on this one. So it is really such a versatile design, and it is the wow. And let's just take out that. Stands up like a beauty, so it doesn't fall over. So I love, love, love this card. Now you know. I'll just bring back the first one. Well, this is similar to what Christine sent. It's not the actual one. This is one that I made off her design. But I love this. But I love these too. So I'm so glad I dragged out an oldie but a goodie. So thanks, everybody. Don't forget, I'm here to help you. And I have an online store if you're interested in buying any Stampin' Up products, because it's your support that allows me to do these free online classes. So wait a minute, I'll just throw me up. Bye for now. Have a great week. I'm hoping my week, well, not my week has been bad, but it has been a challenging week so far. But I can feel that things are about to turn, and I've addressed as many of the issues as I can today. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and I can't wait to share with you some more crafting next week for my live stream. Bye for now.